All right, Legion fans, welcome to our final Mandalorian podcast.
Don't say it so.
I know, now we have to wait for season 3.
It can't be over.
But it's okay, because they've got a whole bunch of other series, which we'll talk about, coming out. So it's okay. Yeah, we got a whole bunch.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into chapter 16.
Yes.
This is The Rescue.
Yes.
As always, spoilers. We're going to release this one pretty early, so if you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Watch through that season. It is so great.
You know what? I'm tired of telling people this. I'm tired of telling them
every
this.
Time.
So if you're here, no, just listen. I don't care anymore. Just listen. I'm not telling you anymore to go away and watch the show first.
Yeah.
If you're going to be here, welcome.
Well, we're more entertaining than the show anyway.
That's fair.
All right, so everything has come to a head here in this last episode. We left chapter 15 with Din Djarin sending that really awesome transmission to Moff Gideon saying he's coming for him. He's coming for him. Yeah. And he comes for him, man.
He does. He comes
Guns
right
blazing
for him. We jump in really quickly with this one. They don't waste any time, which I'm really glad to see. We actually get what you were predicting, which is that final Avengers-esque team up at the end of 16 here. So
we're missing a few people.
We're missing a few.
We don't see Mayfield.
We don't get Apollo Creed.
And we don't get Grief Karga. Right?
Apollo Creed.
I know. I looked up his name this time because I felt bad for not giving him his actual credit.
Apollo Creed.
You're right. We're missing Apollo Creed.
We're missing Apollo.
We're missing Mayfield.
Yeah.
And that's everybody else is there.
Everybody else ends up being there.
We're missing Ahsoka too.
No Ahsoka. You're right.
No
Ahsoka in this one.
The episode starts out with Boba and the crew chasing down Enslaved One, Dr. Pershing.
There was so much that happened in this episode. I forgot that entire first
that was
like that part. I assume happened that happened a year ago for me. That was forever ago.
We've been talking about how they've been packing so much into these episodes. This one
was through the
roof. The gills. I mean, it was so much, and it was longer this time. It
was
46
minutes compared to 38 and 33. Right. Finally, we get a little bit extra here,
and no let up. I mean,
no let up.
Foot on the pedal the whole way.
Yeah. So yes, they capture Pershing.
Right.
And I mean, the coolest thing about that was not how Boba shot out disabled their ship with the ion cannon, and it wasn't anything about him coming up in front. It was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Yeah. But the coolest part was the showdown.
Oh, Cara Dune
shooting
that guy in the face,
shooting the dude in the face,
right? And she burned Pershing's ear up. In the next scene, you saw it was all blackened and charred up.
I don't know what this guy was thinking. This guy has a Mandalore on him and a Ranger. He obviously knows who she is. He's pretty clear on who she is, what has happened to her, what she's been through, and he just pokes her.
Wow,
it's like walking into a cave and throwing a rock at a bear.
Well, you know what it is that this Imperial officer is in the room with all those people you mentioned, and he's feeling a little inadequate.
Oh, he's definitely inadequate.
So he's like, well, I'm probably going to die anyway, so I might as well go out trying to be better than that.
He did not do that. That is not at all what happened. That is not at all what happened. That man got owned. He got shot in the face.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. With
no.
Laser beams right to the face.
Beam right to the face.
They get Dr. Pershing, and he gives some pretty important intel about
Pershing,
the Dark Troopers.
He's willing to give it all up.
Well, but
Pershing is just I'll tell y'all everything.
Here's the deal, though. The Imperial officer mentioned that he confirmed what we had suspected this whole time, because we saw the clone insignia on his sleeve from the first season, but he confirmed that he was a clone scientist and one who most likely worked for the Senate back in the Clone Wars. Right. And so he's probably not in allegiance to the Imperials. They're probably kind of manhandling him. So
and he also says that, he is wanted by the New Republic. He's a high...
Right, they want to get him.
They want to get him. He's a high priority capture. And so...
I don't think he really wants to help the Empire.
I don't know. I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's still... He is pretty forthcoming with the information.
Oh, yeah.
He isn't holding anything back.
Their cooling systems... Right. Where the brig is, shows them all the stuff.
They take the pen from him to be able to lock him down.
Right. The command stick. Well, I mean, that's the appropriate way to respond to Cara Dune, Fennec,
exact right
Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Man, I'll just tell you everything.
Yeah, exact right response.
Don't kill me. I'll just. Well, the other guy
no. And at that part, we got to go back again.
Yeah.
By that part, there's actually 4 Mandalorians in there.
Oh, right. That's true. When they're having the briefing on the ship,
right,
they've already gone to that another planet.
Another planet. We're going to another planet. We don't even know. We've gone to so many planets. They're just done giving us the name of planets anymore. We don't know what the name of this planet is.
Some cantina on
some planet
where there's 2 other Mandalorians.
Exactly. And so we then see, Greg and I were watching this thing and we're like, oh my gosh, it's 2 Mandalorians.
Everybody stops.
And Boba Fett walking in, staring down an entire cantina.
Yeah.
And we're like, everyone would just freeze in there. That's like, nobody is going to say or do anything. And then it pans across, and there's already 2 Mandalorians in there. This is the most Mandalorians in a room since probably the Mandalorian Civil War. Like, this is ridiculous.
All the people in that cantina are like,
what is about to happen?
Why did we leave our houses today?
This is the wrong planet. This is the wrong planet for us to be on.
Right, so it's Bo-Katan
yep.
and Sasha Banks, which I don't actually know her character's name. I'm going to find it out.
But so it's Sasha Banks' character. It's then we've got Boba and we've got Din Djarin in there.
Yeah.
So Din Djarin is there to clearly recruit Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan at first is apprehensive, and then he does the thing that always gets them involved. They took the child.
Right.
And then everybody is like, what do you need?
Yeah.
Like,
well, would you be able to resist Baby Yoda?
No, but like my point here is like every single person he's gone to, I can't really help you anymore. They took the child. What do you need? I got it. Immediately. There's no question.
Well,
there's a little question with Bo-Katan.
There is a question, and I understand Bo-Katan's a little bit better because Bo-Katan knows that the child is wanted by the Imperials, and so she's hoping it's a higher up. She's hoping it's Moff Gideon. She has a little bit more skin in the game in that she's hoping to find Moff Gideon, and she believes Moff Gideon has the child.
Well, and she says you'll never find him.
Right,
you'll
which is
never
great.
find him.
Mando's sitting there like, I already found him.
I already found him.
I already
got him. I don't know what you're talking about.
We got him.
He's literally like, so we got the coordinates of his ship, and this could be a ship you could use to retake Mandalore.
Right, which we both think is foreshadowing for season 3.
And then she comes forthright with the Darksaber piece.
Right. Yep.
And so
he's like, you can have whatever you want.
Anything.
I just want the child.
I need the child. That's it.
I don't care what you want. Just take it. I just want the kid.
But at that moment, at that singular moment, Greg and I both know from what we had talked about previously when we first saw the Darksaber.
Yeah.
The Darksaber has to be won in battle. It
right.
cannot be just picked up or taken like another lightsaber. It has to be won in battle.
Right. In order for it to hold the gravitas of being leader of Mandalore. That's why it doesn't have to be a Mandalorian, because we saw like Darth Maul ruled Mandalore for a while because he had taken the saber, and so because they hold that tradition in so high regard, doesn't matter who grabs it. If you win it in battle and it's rightfully yours, then you have the right to the throne of Mandalore.
Right.
And so
in that moment, we were like,
it's not going to be.
It's not going to be Bo-Katan.
It's not going to be her.
Bo-Katan's not getting it. Somebody else is getting it. For a moment there, I'm like, oh, Boba. Yeah. Boba might get it. You were thinking Boba. I was like, oh.
Yeah, Boba. Unfortunately, Boba got a little gypped in this episode because he just was the distraction, and then he jumped out of there. And
start,
right,
yeah. But I will say though,
the ending of the episode made it worth it.
Yes, but we'll get to that. But I would say he got a little bit gypped, but his battle with Sasha Banks, was pretty sick in the cantina.
Oh yeah,
they went at it, and she's pulling out moves from WWE. I mean, they were at each other's throats.
They went through a couple tables.
You're right. They went through. I mean, Well, actually, I think they only went through one, but because it was Stone, they went through it twice. But the other thing that was really key about that was, they did recognize his voice, but for a different reason than we had initially thought.
We had thought maybe they would have known Jango from the Civil War.
Right.
But I think this was a way cooler callback because they remember it because they fought alongside clones.
Yeah.
And so they were like, we've heard your voice 1,000 times.
Right. And
which she is sick.
She's outright insulting him then and like, clone.
Yeah.
Like,
right. He goes, this
my
armor
father
was my father, and she's like, your donor.
Right.
Like, oh, that's
shots fired.
Oh man,
shots fired.
Oh, that was good.
Do you know who you're talking to, ma'am?
But
this is Boba Fett.
I also love the fact that he understands who she is too, because he calls her princess all the time. So he understands her royalty, even though he might be saying it in tongue in cheek. He understands her royalty.
He also picked the fight with the right one.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he would have taken Bo-Katan. So he picked the fight with the right one of the Mandalorians in that moment.
Yeah, but regardless, we know now we're going into Moff Gideon's ship with 4 Mandalorians.
4 Mandalorians.
Fennec.
Yep.
Cara Dune.
Right.
And then they left Pershing behind.
Well, but they got all the information from Pershing.
Right, that's
so
true.
Like,
they used
all of the intel, and then all of this crew to be able to go in and take down.
And I'm assuming they're going to drop him off at the New Republic.
Sure.
Like,
They'll
get
the bounty.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So they get onto the ship, and the plan's simple, right? Bo-Katan and her crew, which has Fennec and Cara Dune and Casca Reeves. They are going to kind of blow away right through the middle of the ship and make their way to the bridge.
So before you even get into that, we get a lot of really, like, homage pieces here to Avengers Endgame. Oh, yeah. There's 2 pieces. So first, it's the big team up. We've been referring to this for a while. You hit the nail on the head.
There they
you
are.
Called it. Here's our Avengers-esque team coming in. But now we even get the women Avenger-esque moment where like all of the women are now leading the charge. Those 4
I gotta
women,
say, I think they were better than the Endgame one.
They were better than the Endgame one.
The Endgame one was shorter.
It was shorter.
It was definitely shorter. But this one, man, they were precision. Like
they were, and it was tactical.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ming-Na Wen got to do some of her martial arts.
You got highlights from all of them. You got highlights from all of them. You know, Ming-Na Wen got some of the martial arts pieces being able and highlighting some of her skill shots.
Yep. Yeah. And the shot through like the hole in the cargo pieces and got the guy right in the face.
Then Cara Dune, we first see the quick blast. And then it like jams her gun, and then she's just swinging it like a club,
like a baseball bat,
right? And she's taking people out, and then when they get up a floor, it's still jammed. She just like hits it, and is like, "Think that did it," and then wipes out a whole garrison of freaking stormtroopers right outside the door by herself.
Yeah, and then Bo-Katan has her classic dual pistol stance and super. Oh, well, so cool. And the scene. Oh, and with the jetpacks. Yeah, where they go off the side of the bridge.
So they immediately fall off, and we're like,
so
cool. They just fell off into space. Yeah. Like, all right.
Then they come up behind and get all the guys.
Wipe out 8 guys who are all just behind Cara Dune and Fennec. Yeah.
So they're moving their way to the bridge, and then we've got Mando bringing up the rear, and he's going covert, so he's not interacting with anyone. Because his 2 jobs are to seal the Dark Troopers inside the holding bay.
Yeah, essentially and then, neutralize them before they
wake up.
Do anything.
Yeah, before they unfreeze them, and then get to the child. So those are his two jobs, and he's late.
He's late.
That was sick though. Oh. The doors are opening and he hits that key and the hands in the door and they pry it open. Man,
and only one gets through.
Terrifying.
Only one gets through. Now those doors shut right behind, and those guys are starting to beat those doors down.
And they're gonna get
that one Dark Trooper. You know, well, I will say this.
Yeah.
That Dark Trooper was a little bit lucky he got that spear off of his back as quickly as he did.
At the beginning, yeah. Because it would have been over.
Because had he not knocked that spear off his back as quickly as he did at the very beginning, this would have been over. Because once Mando had that spear in his hand...
Right through the throat.
Right through the throat. Now, everything else was crazy up till that point.
Yeah.
Like, it was
he was getting bashed into the wall.
Beaten into the wall. Being punched in the head over and over. Yeah. We know... At this point, Din Djarin has a concussion.
Straight up. He's had like 30 of them.
He's
just in this season.
He's a walking concussion.
Yeah. That's right. That's why he wears the helmet.
That's why he wears the helmet. But I mean, the great thing is, and the thing that slightly disappointing for me was, we find out and we realize, you know, this isn't Beskar armor that is on these, what we now know are droids, and what we had suspected are droids. So these are the...
Well, we didn't know that yet. We figured it out later.
We thought so, yeah.
Because at this point, the only thing, it deflected laser beams, and the Beskar spear was the only thing that could pierce it. So we were still kind of like, okay, it might be Beskar.
Yeah.
We were hoping it was.
But these are the Phase 3.
Right, these are Phase 3, person said. Yeah. Right, so we're hoping Phase 4... It might involve Beskar armor, but we're hoping it at least involves the cyborgs and the Dark Force. Right.
That's what the series kind of is still has out there, which is good because once they take the bridge, so Bo-Katan's crew takes the bridge easily, like not even a problem, wipes them out. Moff's not there. That's what Bo-Katan's like immediately freaking out about.
Right.
Then we find out
he's with the child.
He's with the child,
which makes sense. As soon as the Imperial ship landed, when they flew into the landing bay, and he saw them come out, he knew that they were trouble. I don't know if he caught sight of Bo-Katan, but he knew, and he went to where he needed to be.
How is this dude only a Moff? Like, how did that guy only stay a Moff?
Because Din Djarin beat him in a fight.
Yeah, I guess so. That's fair.
He can command really well and make really good choices, but like...
Can't fight.
Yeah, he just... I mean, he was pretty good. He was good,
okay.
So he obviously... We knew he was going to betray the whole, take the child, you're good. But he betrays him by swinging the Darksaber at him, which thankfully... We had the nice little foreshadowing. Bo-Katan said, the only thing that the Darksaber can't pierce is Beskar. Pure Beskar. Right. And so it blocks off Din Djarin's armor, and they get into a sick fight with the Beskar spear, man.
But before that, hold on. Yeah. We also get, this goes back to the Phase 4, where we're hoping, what's still out there is we know that Moff Gideon already has taken the child's blood.
Oh, yes,
so he already has the blood. So he doesn't need the child anymore.
Right.
I believe he's legitimate in saying he doesn't need the child anymore.
Yeah.
Which means we still have the opportunity for Dark Troopers, Phase 4, Cyborg, Dark Force wielding
things they were growing
troopers,
in that tube.
The things they were growing in that tube, the opportunities he's alluding to of bringing order back to the universe.
He sounds so right, that's the best kind of bad guy, is when they believe so wholeheartedly in what they're doing.
Yeah, and very much like the guy in the last episode.
Yeah, but even 15. less, I feel like less creepy. Like, I feel like I trusted Moff Gideon better. Like, Moff Gideon was more less polished.
Creepy. Yeah.
But man, such a sick fight.
Well, that's why that guy wasn't a Moff. You keep moving up, you get that speech polished up.
He had to dial the creepy back a little.
Yeah, he's got to work. Well, that's probably he's got to work on that creepiness.
He can't work on it anymore.
No,
Bill Burr shot him
right. Yeah. But so we get into
that fight, man.
This amazing battle.
That was the highlight. I would say
almost the highlight of the episode.
I don't know, man. It might have been the highlight for me.
Honestly, it's number 3 for me. Number 3.
The kickback spear. The kickback spear into the block.
It might be number 2. It might be number 2.
It was so cool.
So I have a background in martial arts.
Yeah.
My favorite weapon. My favorite weapon was actually spear fighting, because there's just so much you can do with it, with both the point and then the entire rod and the staff.
Right.
It's so cool to see the way that they incorporated so much of that in.
Yeah.
And that's a heavy spear.
Yeah.
So that is...
You can tell when he swung it up and over, like that weight comes down. Yeah.
And it's hitting with weight, too.
Yeah.
So that whole battle was great. A spear versus a sword battle, a saber battle is amazing to watch.
I liked how the Darksaber, even though it couldn't go through the Beskar spear, it like heated
it up.
It got like a red orange.
Hot.
It was super cool. So he defeats him.
Right.
Disarms him, spares his life because Mando's code.
And there's a question there. There is a question there of like, was Moff Gideon really fighting as hard as he could? Because the other reality is, I don't know if Moff...
Did he lose on purpose?
Did he lose on purpose?
He didn't win Bo-Katan.
There is a calculating level of Moff. I'm just thinking about this now.
Maybe.
Moff was hesitating. It seemed like he was even contemplating almost like surrendering the Darksaber to him initially. Yeah. But then he knew he couldn't do that. He had to attack him. If he was going to actually stand any chance of essentially getting out of this situation, he needed to have the saber, which is the only thing Bo-Katan wants,
right,
be out of his hands.
Right.
Deflect and move the focus of Bo-Katan away from him.
Yeah.
Because the only reason she's after Moff is for the Darksaber.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be cool. That's
cool. So I'm wondering...
Live to fight another day.
Live to fight another day.
Yeah.
He's got some sort of plan, except for the fact... Well, we'll get to some of the other things later on, but there is a certain level of... I'm almost wondering if he is, kind of playing a bit of chess while the others are playing checkers.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be the first time.
No.
He seems like he's always kind of He did say to Din Djarin, right? Always assume I know everything.
Right.
He seems to be always
and
one
he proved
step
it.
ahead.
He proved it.
He knew a lot. Yeah. So anyway, the end of the episode gets to the point where Din Djarin brings Moff onto the bridge. Din Djarin gets enlightened to what all Star Wars fans know, which is that the Darksaber needs to be won from someone. It can't just be given in order for it to hold the
He gives no rips about this thing.
Yeah, Din Djarin's like, I yield, take it.
I yield, take
it.
Take it. Whatever.
But can't do it, right? So she
gotta be the story.
Yeah, well, and she's already kind of an outlier on Mandalore, so if she goes in with something that's not 100% legit, they're not going to take her seriously.
Right.
And she needs that credibility and that story to take over Mandalore, to bring it on. So we go through that. And then the Dark Troopers, which Mando jettisoned down to space, right? But they're droids, so they flew back in, which is great.
Right.
We knew they had jets because we saw them.
Took them a bit.
Well, I mean, they were still waking up, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think so. It took them a bit.
Well, when the
one would think you kind of just loop around.
Well, the expulsion, man, it depends on how far the vacuum of space sucked them out. They could have sucked them out pretty far.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, it's
storyline.
They get in there and they're outside the door and they're about to break in and it is over.
Yeah.
It is over for them because they know
I don't know.
They're not going to win.
Yeah, I agree with you that it would eventually have been over, but I still would have wanted to see that battle.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I would have loved to have seen that battle still.
But I don't want to see all of them die.
No, not yet. But my point being, I would have that battle would have been an amazing battle to see. Yeah, so we know that the only thing that was really working against those Dark Troopers was Beskar. So a number of them have Beskar armor on.
Yeah, but not Beskar weapons.
That's
only
true.
Din Djarin has a Beskar weapon.
But he wrecked him. So toss that spear around, get him going.
Yeah, but there was 30 of them.
Yeah,
30 of them.
Yeah,
that's why Moff Gideon said,
they were about
how are you gonna fare against a platoon?
And then
they're done. Well, anyway, and then
we've been waiting for
the Jedi comes.
Jedi comes.
So
we are a little bit disappointed.
We're a little disappointed. The first tip-off was that it was an X-Wing.
Right. So
the X-Wing flies in, and it's like, all right, it's an X-Wing.
It's an X-Wing.
All right, maybe, hopefully it's not that. But the X-Wing flies in, and they're like, oh, just one X-Wing? And
so if you've been listening to our podcast,
right,
we've
had some theories.
We have been hoping and wishing and praying that this is Mace Windu.
Right, with a close second of Ezra. Ezra would have been fine.
We would have been fine with Ezra.
Mace Windu, definitely. Ezra, fine.
We would accept.
It was neither
of them. And we kind of figured that out pretty quickly. Number one, we eliminate Mace right off the bat.
No. Let's go piece by piece. So the first scene we see him walking down the corridor in the security footage, right?
Right.
And so we know it's a Jedi.
We know it's a Jedi, got the robe.
Second scene, he brings out a lightsaber on the security footage. Can't tell the color of the lightsaber.
Not on the security footage, but he's wrecking these Dark Troopers.
Right, and it's one lightsaber, so we know it's not Ahsoka.
We know it's not Ahsoka, right? So we also only see it being wielded by one hand at that point, so we don't know.
Right, and so we're like, okay, it's most likely Mace or Ezra, right?
Right.
And then it cuts to a shot behind the Jedi.
Behind the Jedi with the lightsaber. It's a green lightsaber. Green. So we see the shot.
Right.
We are behind. We see it's a green lightsaber. We can immediately eliminate Mace Windu.
Unless he picked up... but we know. Yeah,
it's
not purple.
We all know.
It would have been purple. It would have been purple.
And the reason we know... Here's the other reason that we know it would have been a purple lightsaber. I know where you're about to go, that he could have picked up a different lightsaber. However, Sam Jackson, as a part of his contract... Do you know this?
Yeah.
In 1, 2, and 3, it wasn't just that he needed it to be purple. He required a completely different color of lightsaber. They made it purple, but he required a completely different color than anybody else. So it would have been purple.
Yeah.
It would have been the iconic purple. That would have been our reveal. That would have been our moment. It wasn't
that. Right.
So it's not Mace Windu. And here's the thing. somebody has been bugging our place. We've been saying this for a while now. But we have been looking at articles for the last few days now, before this was released.
One
from Vanity Fair and one article from Apple News. Both of those articles pointed towards this same idea that we have been talking about for weeks.
Right.
We've been ahead of the curve. We were really hoping for that. We know it's not Mace Windu now.
Yeah, it wasn't. But green lightsaber. So
still could be Ezra.
It could be Ezra. Ezra had a green lightsaber. But then we see that one of his hands is ungloved, but the other hand is a black glove, and he's wearing all black, and it's like, oh, well, it's Luke. It's got to be Luke.
It's got to be Luke.
Well, they don't show his face until he enters the room,
but here's the thing.
like,
it gave it away that it was Luke, not just because of the glove, not just because of the hand. Boy, was he powerful.
Oh, my goodness.
Boy, was he powerful.
All right, so we've been waiting to see a Luke Skywalker outside of the comics and video games, whatever.
Showing how powerful he actually is. Really... Because this is the exact same thing as Darth Vader.
Right.
You know, in 4, 5, and 6, you never got to see how actually powerful he was. You got to see the Force choke, which is cool.
Yeah.
You got to see the stiff lightsaber battle with Obi-Wan, which is okay.
And the lightsaber in Empire Strikes Back was better.
Yes, it was better. A little bit more motion.
Yeah.
But the reality was, it wasn't until Rogue One when we see him utterly decimate the rebels as they are running away from him. That was what gave him the true essence of fear.
And you know what? This actually reminded me of that scene.
Exactly.
Which is appropriate since it's his son.
Right.
But just tearing through these droids, pulling them towards him, slicing them in half, cutting through them. He crushed the one with the
last one.
So cool.
Just utterly
just crushed him.
Destroys him, just crushes him with the Force.
So good.
That shows you how powerful Luke is with the Force. And it's at the exact moment, and the timeline does line up.
It does. No, it does.
Luke is one of the only Jedi Force and Force wielders left in the universe at that time. We know that what he was trying to do at that time was to establish the new Jedi Temple and Jedi School. It makes sense. It's just we would have liked something better because
stay away from the Skywalker saga. Stay away. Then they've been saying that they're going to, and now they're not.
Now this could be the only thing. The only thing that they do.
And here's what I was thinking is maybe season 3 won't have the child in it very much. And
I doubt we're going to see the child again for a while.
Well, that's what I mean. Is that I think the next time we see the child is when he'll be done his training with Luke, and maybe we'll see Luke drop him off. But we're not really going to see Luke. It was just to have him pick up the child, which is okay because we also got to see Luke do what he should have been doing in 7, 8, 9. We never even got. This was our first chance to really see Luke in his prime.
I don't think we're gonna see. I hope
not.
We don't see Luke again.
I hope not.
I don't think we're gonna.
If they do recast him, don't do the creepy. The creepy face.
Yeah.
Really good. It was really good.
Except when he talked.
But when he talked, the mouth was real stiff.
Got messed up.
And the eyes. Anytime you freeze frame it at any point, and it looks like a still frame of young Mark Hamill.
It's good, but it's not.
When he moves, it's just not quite right. Just recast him. Sebastian
Stan looks exactly
just like him. He could have come in there and done that little scene. It would have been great.
But the point here is, I had made the prediction last time. I think Baby Yoda's dead.
Right, and he almost did.
He almost did.
Din Djarin had to die in front of him.
Yeah. So here's the thing. He's not dead, but I don't think we're going to see him again for a while. I think he's going with Luke, and we're now not going to see Baby Yoda.
Yeah. You're probably right.
For a long time. Yeah. I think this is the end of that part of Din Djarin's journey,
and we're moving
which
on to
actually
Mandalore.
Culminates pretty well in the fact that Din Djarin takes his helmet off to say goodbye to Grogu.
Yeah. And I love that. That was so
I love it. It was a touching moment. That is the type of moment that I was talking about last week. That's why I didn't like last week's helmet off. I didn't like that.
That was his warm-up.
I get it, but it was a waste. It was a throwaway. This was the example.
This was good.
This was what should have been the first full removal of the mask, of the helmet. And that's what I would have liked to have just seen be the first one. It doesn't matter now. We can't go back.
Yeah, it is what
it is what it is.
They're both good, but this one was better.
We've now seen Din Djarin really come full circle. Mm-hmm. So now I do believe, like you said, our focus in season 3 is shifting to Mandalore. Because the reality is, he has the Darksaber.
Right.
He has the Beskar spear.
Yep.
If they actually go to battle, he's taking Bo-Katan down.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, but the thing is, she offered again to like, hey, join our cause, and he
didn't
said
say
fair.
no.
He said fair enough. So it's like
to consider.
Maybe he will. Maybe he will. And maybe
but if he does,
maybe he'll be the leader.
I don't think so. I don't think Bo-Katan. I think they're going to set her up as an anti-hero.
That's what I'm saying, and that him and Bo-Katan will come to clashes.
I think what we're actually focusing on next is Bo-Katan is going to be...
He's the reluctant hero.
Yeah, he's the reluctant hero, and I think Bo-Katan is going to be our next nemesis that we see coming up in this next season.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. The episode wraps up with Grogu going with Luke, and with the rest of them left on the bridge. End scene. But there was an extra credit scene,
right?
Which was super
wonderful,
cool, right? So we go back to Tatooine. And we go right to Jabba's palace.
Jabba's palace
looks just like it used to. It was great.
Nothing's changed.
His old advisor is now on the throne, and they got the pig warriors, and everything,
which are worthless.
Oh, I love it.
They're more worthless than stormtroopers.
Yeah, they are, because they can't even move.
Right.
But they come out, and we see Fennec come in and just clear the room.
She just wipes them all out.
Clears the room, and of course with her is Boba, and he comes and kills the
There's
leader.
not even a hesitation on it.
Nope.
The advisor's trying to talk to him. He just shoots him right on the throne.
Throws him off.
Yeah. Sits down in the throne.
Right.
And then we get the book of Boba Fett.
And it says it's coming in
2021. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So
we get a
Boba Fett series.
A Boba Fett series.
Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano series. Yeah. We get an Obi-Wan series, and the Mandalorian continuing.
Oh,
Rangers of the New Republic.
With Cara Dune.
So here is my theory on this.
And I love this theory.
I think this is what this really comes down to. They are actually, for the first time ever, a Disney series is taking a play out of DC's playbook here. Okay, I can't believe that I'm saying this. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth.
They're going to do it better.
But they are going to end up probably doing it better. But similar to how Arrow on CW with DC launched the Arrowverse. And from Arrow, we got The Flash, we got Legends of Tomorrow, we got Supergirl, we got Batwoman, we got all of those different series that allowed for so much crossover, and eventually so much battle with big bads, eventually leading to Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
Like, we got that through that launch. It all started from Arrow.
Yeah.
And so my theory is the Mandalorian is this new Star Wars universe's era.
Yeah.
It is the launching point for all of these series where we're going to have so many opportunities for crossover, and I think Thrawn is going to be our big bad.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's just going to be exclusive to Ahsoka Tano series. I think he's actually going to be lurking in the background of every single one of these series, and what we're going to need to have to do at the end is bring all of them together in a full Avengers-esque battle against Thrawn.
That's good. Yeah. Oliver Queen would make a pretty legit Mandalorian.
He would.
Stephen Amell.
Yeah, Stephen Amell is jacked. He's huge.
Yeah, he'd be a good Mandalorian.
He'd be a good Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'd like that.
He's got a serious demeanor.
Yeah.
He's got a I wouldn't want him over there again. Not after Arrow. Let the man be.
Let him rest.
Let him rest. That man has already done a universe himself. He put the universe on his back. He carried it for years.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, thank you for walking through The Mandalorian with us and all those different episodes.
Yes.
We loved Season 2. Hopefully, you guys love Season 2 as well. And if you haven't listened to our whole series on the season, go back and check out the beginning of this playlist. And then we'll be back for Season 3.
And not just that. Don't forget, right now we are in the midst of launching the Star Wars Correction Saga.
In just a couple of weeks.
We will be correcting episode 7, and from there, 8 and 9.
Yep.
Make sure that you are tuning into those. If you love what you've been hearing on here, I can't wait for what we're going to share with you on those.
It's going to be so good! Thanks everyone for listening to the Legion of Comic Correction. Don't forget to check out our other episodes streaming everywhere that you listen to podcasts. We're also on all the other major social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Legion of Comic Correction. Our YouTube page has some extra video content, and check out our Patreon for exclusive supporter specials at patreon.com/Legion of CC. New episodes come out every Monday, and we will see you guys next week, same time, same place, same Legion.